Today, we're heading high up into some of the world's most rugged mountain ranges. Why? To meet a true icon of the peaks. Get ready to explore the incredible Ibex, a genuine master of mountain life.
Just look at this picture. It seems completely impossible, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like an animal is just casually hanging out on the sheer face of a concrete dam, like it's no big deal. But believe it or not, this is what an alpine ibex can do. It's absolutely awe-inspiring.
And seeing something like that just leaves you with one massive question, right? How? How is this even possible? That's the question that's going to drive our whole explainer today. What makes the ibex so uniquely suited to this jaw-dropping lifestyle?
Okay, so let's dive right in by properly introducing this amazing animal. It's time to meet the mountain master itself.
So what exactly is an ibex? Well, the name actually covers a few different species of wild goat. They all belong to the genus Capra, and they're all known for these sturdy, stocky bodies and, of course, those magnificent curved horns. But their real claim to fame, that's their almost supernatural ability to live in some of the toughest places on Earth. Now, you can definitely tell the males and females apart. The male, which we call a buck, is way bigger, weighing up to 270 pounds, and his horns are just huge, with these distinct ridges sweeping way back. The female, or the doe, is a lot smaller and lighter, and her horns are much shorter and thinner. And you'll notice only the buck has that classic goat beard.
All right, so we know who they are, but that still doesn't explain that wild picture from the dam. To understand that, we need to take a look at their built-in ultimate climbing gear. It's time to uncover the secrets behind their seemingly gravity-defying skills.
You know, the key to their incredible climbing isn't some kind of trick or illusion. It all comes down to their anatomy, and it starts from the ground up. The real secret? It's all in their feet. Their hooves are like the perfect piece of climbing equipment. It's an incredible design. The outer edge is made of hard keratin. Think of it like the hard edge on a professional rock climbing shoe. It lets them grip onto the tiniest little ledges. But then, the inside is a soft, fleshy pad that's concave, which basically creates a suction cup effect. It gives them unbelievable traction, even on smooth rock.
And it's not just about grip, it's also about raw power. Get this, an ibex can leap over 6 feet straight into the air from a complete standstill. That's taller than most people with no running start.
So you see, it's not just one thing. It's the whole package. You've got those specialized hooves for grip, you've got powerful legs for jumping, an absolutely perfect sense of balance, and a stocky body that keeps their center of gravity low and stable. It all works together to make them the undisputed climbing champions of the animal world.
Okay, so they can climb pretty much anything. But living in such an extreme place brings up another big question. What in the world could they possibly find to eat up there? Let's take a look at the high-altitude menu of the ibex.
I mean, we're talking about breathtaking altitudes. Ibex can live as high as 15,000 feet above sea level. They hang out right up near the permanent snow line, in a world that's mostly just steep slopes and sheer cliffs. Not a lot of greenery there.
But despite all that, these guys are expert foragers. They're herbivores, and they eat whatever they can find. In the summer, that means grasses and herbs. But in the colder months, when things get really sparse, they'll switch to browsing on shrubs, mosses, lichens, and even twigs and leaves from hardy mountain trees.
And this brings us right back to where we started. So why climb a dam? Well, a diet of just plants can be pretty low in essential salts and minerals. Turns out, the water that seeps through the concrete of these dams leaves behind those exact nutrients. For an ibex, that sheer wall becomes a giant, life-saving salt wreck, and it's totally worth the risky climb.
Ibex don't just survive up there, though. They have a really complex and fascinating social world. So let's explore what their life together looks like on those steep slopes they call home.
First, a quick vocabulary check so we're all on the same page. A male ibex is called a buck, a female is a doe, and their young ones are called kids. And when they all get together, that group is called a herd. Simple enough.
Now, what's really fascinating is that for most of the year, ibex live in herds that are separated by gender. You've got the bachelor herds, which are all adult males. They hang out together and figure out who's boss. And then you have the maternal herds, which are all the does and their young kids. These groups are vital for protection and for teaching the next generation all the skills they need to survive. The two herds only really mix during the mating season.
And this whole system of separate herds plays a huge part in how a young ibex learns the ropes. So for our final section, let's look at what it takes to grow up as a master climber from day one.
The ibex life cycle is just perfectly timed to the mountain seasons. Mating happens in the late autumn. Then, after about 5 months, 1 or 2 kids are born in the spring, right when the weather is getting better and there's more food around. But the most incredible part? These kids are on their feet and basically ready to climb within just hours of being born.
And that is no exaggeration. Young ibex are born remarkably developed. This ability to stand, walk, and climb almost immediately is absolutely crucial for survival. I mean, in an environment where one wrong step can be a disaster and there are predators around, you have to be ready to move. They really are born ready for a life on the cliffs.
The ibex is just such a perfect symbol of adaptation and resilience. It's a creature perfectly built for a life that seems completely impossible to us. Their story just makes you wonder what other incredible wonders and amazing survivors are hidden away in the world's highest, most remote places.